everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Crack of Dawn. Coming out of an amazing summer, obviously the weather is changing. We've had a brilliant couple of months at Dawn. We had Girls Gone RX in September. That was a massive event for us. It always is every year. Obviously, the month before that in August, we had a massive level up, a global assessment where we just pushed all our athletes through the level method again, just to see people PRing left, right, and center. And we still see people kind of just keep on pushing themselves and hitting those levels. And we are super, super proud of everybody and what they're achieving. Having all of the success in the summer, sometimes run the risk of getting a little bit downbeaten, especially at Dawn as the weather changes and the shutters go down and the place is getting lovely and cold. It's always hard to push through the last few months of the year, leading towards next year, obviously, when it's the Open again in February, when everybody gets excited about CrossFit. I want to take this opportunity and talk to you guys about the one thing that we can really start focusing on over the next couple of months, and that is attending and showing up or booking for goal review with one of your coaches. Right now, we're coming off a high. We've enjoyed the summer. We felt really good about CrossFit. Perhaps we've seen the success in the way we look and feel when we went on holidays. And now is always a great time to kind of just take some time out, book a goal review with a coach, and really just sit down and reevaluate what it is that we actually want to achieve and how to go about it. So we know the benefit of goal reviews are really just to help us with that consistency. And we keep on saying this in and around the box that probably our best supplement, our best tool in our box for athletes is consistency above everything else. Just showing up every single time, every single day, or every other day, depending on the membership that we have. That's where the real results lie. It's not necessarily in a supplement or a trainer or a new lifting shoe, but really just coming in, whether we like it or not, whether we feel like it or not, whether it's super cold or not. Those are the members that really see the progress, the people that consistently show up, getting the workouts done, just to be back the following day. What is a goal review? A goal review really is just an opportunity to sit down, have a look at the past couple of months, perhaps even just the last 8 weeks, and see what's been really successful, celebrate those wins, those little things that we can be really proud of, and then to set our sights onto the following 8 weeks. We like the 8-week formula. It gives us enough time to really sink our teeth into achievable goals, and it also allows for a coach to kind of like touch base within 4 weeks. Now, the reason we like that 4-week check-in, which is usually just a phone call, is to just make sure that we actually start with whatever it is that we've set the goals at. A lot of times we talk about what we want to do, what we want to achieve. We start struggling the moment we have to execute. And it's almost like we're waiting for somebody to give us the permission to succeed. And that's exactly what a goal review is going to give us. It's going to give us that opportunity with a coach to sit down, discuss 2 or 3 really key goals that we want to achieve, and also just to listen to the coach to see whether those are actually achievable in the time frame. There's no issue with having a long-term goal, but we need to know that obviously we can't just necessarily walk in unconditioned, never done CrossFit before, and expect to have a 60 kilo plus snatch within a couple of weeks. These are things that builds over time. So although it might be a good idea to have those initial goals, and those goals are usually discussed in our no sweats when people come and join us in the beginning, it is very common for us to revisit those in 8 weeks time and then establish probably a few more achievable goals, or just to break that long-term goal up into smaller achievable steps. So as I mentioned earlier, although it's good practice to try and have a goal review every 8 weeks, and in a perfect world we would love to see each one of our members every 8 weeks, good practice would also just be able to at least set goals once or twice a year. Give ourselves a decent amount of time to work towards it if we know that we also have busy lives outside of the gym. We don't really expect everybody to show up every 8 weeks. We understand that sometimes life just happens. There's a lot of other things, a lot of other moving parts in our lives. But if we can at the very least catch up with a coach twice a year, we know that we're setting ourselves up for some success. Knowing what the goal is that we want to achieve, especially in CrossFit, will give us an opportunity to physically work towards this. We see so often that athletes has a kind of a vague idea of what they want to do, but they're not really 100% sure. And there's a lot of time wasted on perhaps feeling that the programming doesn't suit them. We're not doing enough enough lifts or anything like that. Usually when somebody doesn't have a clear goal, they don't understand how to get there, they don't understand how our programming works and how we can obviously use the level method to focus right onto their goals. Sitting down with a coach, communicating these fears, goals that you want to achieve makes life a lot easier, because now it becomes a conversation between you and a coach, as opposed to you having these frustrations. What it is that I need to, or I'm not progressing as quickly as the member next to me. By having these kind of conversations with a coach, we can actually establish what it is that's holding you back. And this could be anything. This could be something as silly as flexibility. We've seen especially when I'm sitting down with a lot of our members, now that the big things have been attacked and looked at, it always comes back to just flexibility. The reason a lot of people don't hit their immediate weightlifting goals or even their gymnastic goals is because they haven't paid attention to the level method flexibility. And I can usually, just by looking at their levels, can see that the flexibility is one of the lower levels that might need attention. In a goal review like this, it will be a great opportunity to then just establish a little regime to actually focus on this flexibility to then move forward. What would a goal review look like? Typically, it lasts about 25 minutes. We will usually do these goal reviews face to face, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. If you're quite busy, you want to over the phone, just over a Zoom call, we can arrange those for you as well. But we like it to be in person, because that's when we can really have a discussion. We can probably test a few things there and then as well. So if there's a couple of issues and stuff, we can actually have a look at it there and then, as opposed to having to book an additional session. We will start establishing 3 key goals. We really don't want to aim for anything more than 3. People always have a massive to-do list, and we fall in the trap that there's so many things to focus on that we kind of suffer from overwhelm, and we probably won't press the start button. So we want to kind of bring these things down to 3 very achievable goals. Some of them might be a bit more long-term, but at least one of those 3 we try and line up for success within the 8 weeks. So by the next time we sit down, we can actually go and celebrate something that has been achieved. Now, for a lot of our people, you might be that one person that's been struggling with double unders. That's usually one that we hit with our early members quite quickly on, and we've got a tried and true method of testing this, and that's just a little bit of homework that anybody can practice and then come back and see success. And that usually kind of fuels people to understand, well, if I have shown the consistency that I needed to get my double under, what else can I get by showing consistency in obviously getting that homework or that peripheral workouts in. After we've set those goals, we're going to ask you about your whys. Why are these goals important for you? The reason we want to know the why is because that becomes the emotional hook. So in those days when it's cold, when it's wet, when you're doing a workout and you feel like you just want to give up, it's the why of the next goal that you're aiming for that's going to push you through. Okay, and if that why is not significant enough, you're probably going to give up on your goals. So we will probably have a discussion as to why it is that you want to achieve these goals. Sometimes these moments and those conversations can get quite emotional, because a lot of us have motives bigger than just, looking good, or, it might just be that there's been lifelong fears and challenges in fitness that we want to overcome. So expect to have a deeper conversation with your coach, as opposed to just talking about goals on a superficial level. After we've discussed your why and we really understand why it is that we want to achieve these goals, your coach will set out, again, 3 to 4 little steps for you to hit these goals that we are going to be aiming for. Again, that could be something as simple as just writing a small strength program for you. If overhead strength is one of your goals, it might be to check in on your mobility. It might be just something where you need accountability. So where a coach will just meet with you at least once a month for 30 minutes to check on your progress and to make sure that you are actually doing what you've set yourself out to do to achieve your goals. Once those clear stages have been met and shown to you, we will prioritize those. Some things will be easy achievable, and we might push those forward to kind of focus on first for easy success, and then to kind of work towards the things that we know might take a little bit longer. Once we've done all of that, the goal review will be emailed to you, and will also sit on your Chalkit app, so that we all know how life is. We go home and go, oh, what did we discuss again? It will be ready for you to actually look at in your Chalkit app, so that you can either print it off in a PDF format fix it to the fridge so you can keep looking at what it is that you need to do, or it can just live in your app so that you can go into the app and just see what it is that, what homework it is that you need to do for the day. That's the basics of a goal review. We have obviously used the level method now for almost a year to great results. And we obviously use the level method to kind of also set up our goals. Those are chewable chunks is what I like to call them. Very easy, very maintainable, and we can see constant success. And it's that small little wins that's really going to push us to work harder and see the bigger results. But now, apart from the level method, we also have the in-body scanner with us. You might have seen this in the reception area, and this has already been used to great effect with our nutrition kickstarters that's had an in-body scan before they started the nutrition kickstart course, and they will have another scan at the end of the course, sitting down with our in-house nutritionist Joe, and then so they can see clear progress that they've made over the last 4 weeks. We also want to provide that opportunity for you as a regular member that doesn't necessarily feel that they need the nutrition course, that they can also book in a session with the in-body scanner with your coach. And we want to marry that with the goal review, making it just easy enough to have one meeting and you can get both birds killed with one stone. So how does this work? If you just want to get a scan and you kind of understand what you're doing, you're a bit of a self-motivator, you've been in the fitness industry for a while, you understand what the metrics are that you're looking at, you could just book and attend a in-body scan for £15. However, if you need a coach to sit down with you, talk through the results, and then use that same opportunity to go through a goal review and set up goals based on the in-body scan, that will cost you £5. Now, the reason it's cheaper to sit down with a coach in that goal review is because we want to motivate all our members to meet with a coach for a goal review. We understand the benefit of goal reviews. We understand how powerful this is once people actually sink their teeth into it. And we also know that there's a big part of our community that's been avoiding goal reviews at all cost. So here's a nice little incentive. If you want to attend a goal review, you want to have an in-body scan to see exactly where we are. And this is not just body fat percentages. It's also just understanding what my bone density is, understanding how much water weight I'm holding, understanding where my muscle mass is, and it gives us a great breakdown on where on our bodies we store the most of our fat, where on our bodies we store most of our muscle, and what areas of our body has been underutilized and perhaps need more focus so that we can hit those goals. So if you want to have a full package where we know exactly where we are, not just on the level method, but also when we look in the mirror and when we wake up and we feel kind of tired, we know exactly where we are. And more importantly, we know what the next step is to move ourselves on that continuum from illness to wellness to fitness. If you want to know all of that, book yourself a goal review. You won't regret it. Once you've booked one, it's way easier to then stay in the rhythm of seeing a coach. All of our coaches have been trained on the in-body scanners. I'm sure you have noticed all the new coaches that's super excited. They want to sit down with you. They want to start a journey with you. And obviously make sure that you understand how important you are to them, to myself, and to Dawn as a community. We also know that if you attend goal reviews, you're more likely to stay longer, which is always great because the longer you can stay with us, the more likelihood there is for you to hit your goals, feel good about yourself, and be able to enjoy life outside of the gym, which is ultimately what we want to achieve. So now you know what a goal review is, you understand why it's important for us, and you know how to book it. Go on and do it now, right after this video. Don't waste time. You're not going to do it tomorrow. You're going to forget about it, and then we'll have to start asking and nagging again in the future. So just book it now with Michaela, and hopefully we will see you soon. Thank you so much, guys, for everything that you do. We always value you guys trusting your fitness with us. I think the last couple of months has been amazing. We've got a few big months coming up. There's a couple of things we're going to launch very soon that gets us very excited. There's also even more staff that's going to join the Dawn crew that we are super excited about and can't wait to introduce to you guys. From myself and the team at Dawn, thank you so much for everything. Make sure to click like below, follow us, send these things on to people. We want to know whether our videos are actually making a difference and whether people can actually take some steps and perhaps just join a gym in their local area because of something that they've seen, because of something that you've sent. So like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.